all, I would like to thank you everyone to finding time to come here. For some of you who made the long trip from different cities, and I appreciate your presence here. So I'm also so honored and delighted to be here in Boston on the second annual Global Motherhood Leadership Summit 2025. So here in Boston, in the campus of the Harvard University, which may be very symbolic for us, for mothers. And thank you, the Post-Pandemic Leadership Research Institute and the founder, Dr. Yanli He. So my speech is going to be today, since I'm a body language expert, right, and the nonverbal communication analyst. So my speech is going to be about how we can influence people even though we work now in the digital settings. We work a lot from the Zoom meetings and other digital means. So I want to talk about something that has become very essential for us now that we are here. It's how to lead, inspire, and influence using the body language in the digital world, right? But let me start with a story. One of my clients, let's call her Maria. So she was leading high-stake meetings from her kitchen table. As we always probably do, you know, like we're dressed up to the waist, like, you know, in the business attire, and then underneath we have shorts or slippers or even pajama. So her dog was barking all of a sudden at the mailman, and then she just thought, oh, she had to stop him. And then she had some neighbors who made some noise, and all of a sudden the internet connection got lost, and she got frozen, like with not a very favorable facial expression, like. And she said, oh my God, I lost everything. So, and she was trying to look professional. And then she said, she was mortified, and she told me, I feel like I lost all my credibility and I will never gain it again. So I will never be able to lead the Zoom confidentially. And I told her, you know what, if we go back to the science of the body language, science of the nonverbal communication. So we will see that it takes up to 70% how we say, not what we say, right? Because the words, they have some meaning, but the body language gives much, much more. So if you probably notice, when you smile to someone, so the person will smile you back, right? Or if you show confidence, so it transfers and it's catching by the others, your confidence. So you might think that we're just boxes in the screen in the Zoom, but we are not. So we can truly influence from the screen and from the Zoom to other people and show our presence and leadership, right? Okay, so just let's do a quick experiment together, right? And just sit comfortable. Everybody sit comfortable, like, and sit up with your straight shoulders. Just that. Okay, shoulders back, put a smile on your face. How do you feel now? You feel confident, right? You feel full of energy. But if you just now slump your shoulders and look down like this, so what do you feel? So you see, so our physical state influences our mental state, right? So we can easily broadcast, let's say this way, our confidence through our body language. So my speech is going to be very, very practical. So I will just give you the tips how to present yourself, how to use your body language in Zoom or in other digital meetings. Okay, the number one is frame your space at eye level, right? So when you have your camera, so just make sure that you look into the camera, because if you probably notice many Zooms meetings, people have like camera over here, so you can see just their forehead or down there. So the rule number one, just make sure that you have your camera adjusted. Then rule number two is to show your face clearly. and also clear background. I notice some of people, they blur background. Well, I know there is always something that we don't want to show what's going on behind us, but to our psychological perception, to our brain thinks if we hide something behind, so automatically we tend not to trust to this person. So if you have a chance, you can just replace it with a nice background, but make sure that you don't blur it, right? And also about your outfit, wear some like solid patterns, solid color. Well, don't use like stripes or polka dot. It may look very nice, but when you are in Zoom, so it's better when you have the solid color, right? And of course, dress professionally. Even if you want to dress up to your waist, but still make sure that the upper part of the body is dressed professionally. Okay, and then when that's how you prepare before you start the Zoom meeting. But once you start the Zoom meeting, try to keep the eye contact, maintain the eye contact with the camera, because usually, well, we tend to look into the other participants, but then to them it looks as if we are not looking at the camera, looking somewhere else. So just try to practice to look at the camera. If you cannot keep the eye contact with the camera, just put a little sticker next to your camera on your laptop, and it makes it easier for you to look there, right? And then sit up right, put your shoulders. And what is important is to make sure that you have your feet on the floor grounded, because that gives us the inner feeling of feeling confident and giving this presence and leadership to people who watch you. Okay, and use facial expressions to keep rapport. For instance, if you talk to the person who is happy and smiling, just connect to this person, also smile and show your happiness for this person. But if the person is sad, that would be totally inappropriate if you just keep smiling and looking in the camera. So keep that in mind as well. You just mirror facial expressions, and it helps you to build the trust and rapport with the person, and people will feel more engaged with your conversation or with your meeting. And then hands. You see, I use my hands all the time. So your hands should help you to deliver your message. So when you are in Zoom, make sure that your hands are at least visible sometimes, because you can use gestures to enhance your message, for instance, or if you use your gestures slowly, it also helps you to build credibility. Because if we talk, and we have a lot of gestures, and now they are very small and they're very quick, so it immediately reduces our authority and our credibility. So make sure that your gestures work for you, not against you. Okay, so and one thing that I always talk to my clients and tell them, when you talk to the Zoom, try not to put the hands in the camera, because to the people who view you, your hands become even closer, as if you are just pulling your hands into their faces. Or some people use this pointing gestures. Like, let's be honest, nobody wants to be pointed out, right? Or some people, if they name something, so they can use like the chopping gestures. There's also gestures who don't build trust. On the contrary, they just hold us back. So they push the people from your speech and from engagement to you. And also, when you speak, try to speak slowly, not too fast. If you feel that you need to stop and do the pause, it's better to stop, not to say like, So if you need to think about something, just stop. Just make a little pause, and people will get more interest, because they will see that you are getting ready to say something really important to them. So that works very well. And the other thing is maintain warm and positive energy, because it always works. People feel even from the screen, if you are positive, or you are neutral, or you are in a bad mood. So prepare well before you start your Zoom. And also, mute button. I don't know, I think some of them really noticed and caught themselves that they started speaking. Oh, they forgot to mute button, to your microphone, to switch your microphone off. So keep that in mind as well, so you don't miss any important message because it was unmute. So you don't have to repeat it again. So the most important and the most powerful thing to learn how to do it, because you will say, okay, you gave us a list of very good advices, but how to do it, how to make sure that I use it. So I usually give the one powerful advice. So you record your presentation, record your speech, and then watch it and see what you don't like about it, and then you know what to focus at, and you can work on it and improve it. So that's the only thing and the only way to improve your presentations and how you look like to the other people. So what else to say? I want to say that the truth is that no matter if you are soothing the crying child in the Zoom, or you're answering your emails before feeding your family, making breakfast for your family, maybe you have the motivation speech in Zoom from your kitchen table. No matter what you do, you are already a leader in the digital world. So keep that in mind, because you have resilience, you have adaptability, and you have your heart. So remote leadership, it's not about being perfect. It's just being yourself, like you are real in the real world. So just you are real in the Zoom meetings and any digital meetings. So the next time, I hope when you log into the meeting, you remember that you have your power of influence. And I hope my small tips and my little advice will help you to show your leadership, to show your presence and the confidence and credibility to the people who you are connected to in your next Zoom meetings. Thank you so much.